Hey there, Heather Ho, there's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to coverage of the Super Bowl winners, losers, and friends tourney. We are in the round of 16, and in the true spirit of it being wildcard weekend, we're going to be bringing you some games over the 3 days: 3 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, and 2 on Monday. So we get to the round of 16. You got these matchups and all that. Like I said, we'll do 3 matchups today. We're going to go to Atlanta, then Dallas to the Jets. Um, then we're going to go to Green Bay, Giants, New England on Sunday. And Monday, we're going to go to Miami and San Francisco. So the tournament starts with 128 teams, all Super Bowl winners and losers, 118 in all, with 10 wild cards. We had 2 from leagues that don't really exist, like the USFL, XFL had a tournament and all that. A team from the 30s, a team from the 40s. We had 2 AFL teams in there. And then we had the 4 franchises without a Super Bowl appearance: Jacksonville, Houston, Detroit, and Cleveland. Jacksonville, the 99 team that won the AFC Central and almost got to the Super Bowl. Houston, 2019. They, of course, beat Buffalo in that wild card game, and then they lost to Kansas City. And Detroit, I put the team from 1957 that nearly went, that won the NFL title, but no other Super Bowl team. I could have put the Detroit Lions like from 2023 as well. They were close to making the playoffs. And then we had um, Cleveland. They haven't done much in the NFL since. Well, they could have had the John Elway things, but yeah, Cleveland, 1964. So these are your final 16 teams. Let's take a look at the matchups today. The 70 Colts against the 2016 Falcons. The Colts, they are 41st in points, 38th in total yards, 37 passing, 37 rushing. It's strange how they have that bad of a thing, and yet they're in the final 16. Their road to get here, they have played every game on the road. They have not hosted at Memorial Stadium. The draw has not been kind to them. They went to face the 2019 Niners and beat them 12-6. That team that lost the Super Bowl in the first quarter. The 2002 Raiders, the team that got rid of John Gruden and forgot to change the playbook, and then he bit them in the Super Bowl 17-13. And then the 92 Sabres, of course. The Bills, the team that came back in wildcard weekend to beat Houston, that 35-3 game, and I made it the #1 wildcard game of all time. Check out the new Cutter Top 10. Well, that. So now they're in Atlanta, and the Falcons have played twice at home, once on the road. They're 5th in points, 3rd in total yards, 2nd in passing yards, 29th in rushing yards. So, Matty Ice, this is perfect. They took out the 69 Vikings to Super Bowl 4 winners, 30-27. Losers, sorry, 30-27. And then they beat the 72 Dolphins, the seemingly infallible Dolphins, 35-17, and then beat the 86 Broncos with John Elway 30-17, the team that went through on the drive. St. Louis, Dallas, the Rams, 3rd in points, 6th in total yards, 5th in passing, and 20th in rushing. They nipped their state rivals, Kansas City, the 2023 team that won the Super Bowl 28-25. Then they beat the 2012 Ravens, the team that did the Mile High Miracle to Jacoby Jones, RIP, and then won the Super Bowl. They beat them 28-23. And then they went to Denver to take on the 98 Broncos. And John Elway's riding in the sunset team and won 42-39. So they've had some close games. Dallas, the 1970 Cowboys, 13 points, 26 total yards, 44 from passing, 7 from rushing. They've only played one home game. Well, that was against the 67 Raiders, the team that lost Super Bowl 2, and then beat the Super Bowl 11 Raiders 17-10. And then they faced Denver, the 2014 squad, 31-28, and nipped them. And then the 33 Bears, 8th in points, 20th in total yards, 75th in passing, and 2nd in rushing because they don't really. they pass out of necessity. They've beat the 2011 Giants 37-6, the team that beat the Pats in the Super Bowl, and then they beat their rivals, the 06 Bears, 38-17, and then they shut down the 2002 Bucks using defense against the team that should have the defense. And the Super Bowl III winning Jets, 9th in points, 21st in total yards, 25th in passing, 22nd in rushing. They beat the 87 Broncos 26-13. That's the team that went to Super Bowl 22 on the face of the fumble. They beat the 06 Colts in a barn burner 38-31, being Peyton Manning, and the 93 Cowboys 24-21. So those are your 3 matchups for today. Now let's head to Atlanta.
Flag on the play. Clipping. Receiving team.
Norman Bullock and Jerry Hill will run the ball. Eddie Hinton, Greg Jefferson, John McAvoy. That's mine. Bob Fogle, Glenn Westler, Bill Curry, Dan Sullivan, and Sam Hall. Atlanta's behind. Adrian Claiborne, Gray Jarrett, Brooks Reeves. Deion Jones with Wheeler, Devontae Campbell, and Mr. Linebackers, Robert Elbow, Piano, and Jordan. Ricardo Allen, Ryan Hall, the Colts win Super Bowl V, the Wonderful. The team they beat will be in the next matchup.
First down.
Just to let you know that we are going to do the traditional Christmas sessions and we'll do the red zone. But once we hit the 4th quarter, or close enough to the 4th quarter, we are going to broadcast the full quarter and not just the minutes. Oh, nerds. Pivot, Devontae Freeman starts at running back. Also new Julio Jones and Taylor Gabriel, your receivers. And trainer Chris Chester, Alex Mack, and your future Chip Boundaries on this point. Colts come at the line. Elvis Smith, Fred Miller, Billy Ray Smith. Woo! Mike Hilton. Mike Curtis, Bob Grant, and Ken Hendricks, your linebackers. Henry Maxwell, Rick Falk, Jerry Logan, and Charlie Scoots. Matty Ice did his job and was Falcons Super Bowl 28-3 in AC.
First down. Timeout, defense. Touchdown, Falcons. Touchdown, Falcons. The extra point is good. Defense.
Nope, they're gonna have to go for 3.
Good.
19-7. Let it back at the red zone.
Touchdown, Falcons. Good.
Third quarter, it is 26-14. And we'll go to the final 8. Quarter of the red zone.
Flag on the play. Pass interference. Defense. Touchdown, Colts. Two-point conversion is good. First down. Flag on the play. Encroachment. Defense. Timeout. Defense.
4 for the 4. Nice job.
First down. Timeout. Defense.
5 yards, so now they cut it to 26 and we're at 40 for the
It's good.
Passing touchdowns on 29 for 41. Sanu 109 catching Jacoby 125. Dante Freeman himself. Morrow 17 for 25, 252, 3 touchdowns. He did pretty good. Team not so much. Oliver Jefferson. And then Claiborne sacked Irwin Williams on 7. Brian Cagle, Kevin Morrow to Jefferson, Brian Cagle. Morrow 29-22. Then Atlanta was nice. Baltimore did okay, but they just couldn't finish off Atlanta. We're going to the quarterfinals. All right, our second game is in Dallas. The 70. So that could be a big difference. Dallas at the Cotton Bowl. Now you'll see the cleat marks because it's in Dallas. They play outdoors. Greg Morgan at Dallas to start. Calvin Hill will run the ball. Lance Renzel, Bob Hayes, and Dennis Holman will play wide receiver. Mike Ditka will tight end. Tony Lucio, Blaine Knight, Dave Manders, John Island, and for Great Rams defensively, Julia Hanatu, Jeff Sabonia, Brian Young, Greg Listrom, London Fletcher, Mark Fields, and Tommy Boyer linebackers, Harris Williams, Adam Archuleta, Kim Perry, and Tex DBs. The Cowboys were the team that lost in Super Bowl V. Baltimore was the team that won it. And yeah, Craig Morgan and Roger Staubach. That wasn't quarterback controversy for a while. Passed over because he played at Northern Iowa. He had to train him to be well. He went to Europe, he went to Arena football, and he was an overnight grocery clerk. Strong candidate starts at running back. Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, Bassett, Food, Great Trio, receivers, Gab Robinson, and tight end. Ryan Tucker, Adam Tucker, and Noam Newman. So Spikes played guard with Brian McLeese. Dallas' D-line, George Henry, Bob Lilly, Jeffrey Poole, Benjamin Cope, Dave Edwards, Chuck Conley, Leroy Jr., linebackers, Mel Renfro, Cornell Green, Charlie Waters, and Herb Adderley. The Owen Rams, the team that looked good with a good showing turf, went to the Super Bowl final, lost to Brady and the Pats.
First down. Defense.
That really kicks the ball. But it's working the basket. Back to 9. 8 hit before the interception.
Touchdown. Rams.
The extra point is good.
Dallas and Wentz. They're going to go up to 7-7 tie. First quarter. Wild switch back. Third and go. They were waving three fingers.
This is good.
Might as well, because you never know if the Rams can stack up. Rams in the red zone. Going around the team. And coming. Number 19.
Good.
Dallas in the red zone.
Touchdown. Cowboys. Flag on the play.
Encroachment. Defense.
Yeah, one of the guys there was on 2 minute time. What's up?
First down.
Flag on the play.
False start. Offense. First down.
It's too long for a field goal and too short for a punt. So they'll go for it.
First down.
Flag on the play.
Flag.
False start.
Offense.
Offense.
Flag on the play.
Personal foul. Offense.
Ooh! Yay! Quarter 28. Why are they punting? They didn't punt the last time.
Flag on the play.
Delay of game.
They're gonna punt. They're gonna.
Offense. First down.
Flag on the play.
False start.
Offense.
Offense.
Flag on the play.
Holding.
Offense.
Defense. First down. Timeout, defense.
4. It's going to be big.
First down.
Got it.
Timeout, defense.
Hey, Thomas has ended this fight. No Marshall Clark, no way. Fuck.
Timeout, defense.
17-10. Mark Washington. Lafayette return for a touchdown. Well, he had a kickoff return. It was 7-0, and then Washington took it back for a touchdown. Afterwards. And no scoring in the second half. The rain really. Gordon was 3 for 18 and still got a touchdown. Unreal. He could run the ball. Canada never 19 yards. Hill 80. Thomas 80. Warner 17 for 38, 224 interceptions. How could you every freaking time? And Dallas moves on. Well, the 68 Jets are going to be hoping that they get through. Because you know why? Why? Because it means that, the home teams are going to win every time. Well, remember, yeah, last Sunday, 6 games, 6 road teams won. There's Jets. Bronco Nagurski, Gene Lasani, and Dick Nesbitt are your running backs. Bill Hewitt and Joe Southern receivers. Offensive line. Think Lyman, Seth Carlson, Oogie Miller, Joe Kopcha, and George Musso. The Jetties. Our D-line, Brendan Baker, Paul Rochester, John Elliott, and Jerry Coleman. Larry Grandin, Ralph Baker, and Al Atkinson. Linebackers, Randy Beverly, Bill Baird, Jim Hudson, and Johnny Sample are your DBs. 1933 Bears won the national title game with the 1930s tournament. Seth Carlson, Joe Kopka, linebackers. Keith Molesworth, Carl Grunwald, Johnny Sisk, and Red Range are your DBs. Bear in mind, of course, every team before 1960 plays both offense and defense in 6. The Jets winning Super Bowl 3, Joe Namath threw the guarantee out there, and it worked. They beat the Baltimore Colts. 3 yards.
Flag on the play.
Delay of game.
Yeah.
Offense.
in the red zone, the Bears.
Flag on the play.
Personal foul. Defense.
Good. Touchdown, Bears.
And that was weird. I did the red zone stuff thinking, okay, we'll get to the third, fourth quarter. No one was in the red zone. How? Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Name it 12 for 32, 163, a touchdown, 4 interceptions. Completely every time. So say, the Bears quarterback by committee thing. What's it? 87 yards. Name it to Saturday for a touchdown. Range for a touchdown run. McGursky touchdown run, and then the fourth quarter Boozer got a touchdown run, 31 yards. That's why there was no red zone thing. And then McGursky overtime. Yeah, so yeah, lots of interceptions and all that. So yeah. I like to see the play-by-play. Like third quarter. So third quarter, David gets by Johnny Sinis. With 4th and 5, the Bears lose around 5. Loser touchdown, tied at 14. And then Manders fumbled. Bill Barrett got the ball back. The Jets 45. A couple of penalties. Loser fumble. Namath got picked off on 3rd and 5. 36. Rick Reed. And the Bears got Hughes. They had to punt. Yeah, Bears were there 23 left. And 4th and 6, they had to punt. Jets ran out of time, overtime. Jets had the ball first, but Namath threw an incomplete pass. It was a fumble, but the Bears got the ball back. Franklin McGursky, they ran about 3rd and 11 at the 24. They had to punt. They punted. And then the Bears pass interference. And then Curly they had to punt. Ellsworth. Johnny Sis got a 54-yard punt return to the 24, and then they got it on second goal. So Franklin McGursky is your hero. Bears beat the Jets 20-14. Again, a little too quickly. So the 33 Bears are going to the quarterfinals. They beat the Jets 20-14 on a touchdown in overtime by Franklin McGursky. Canadian. The 2016 Falcons beat the 70 Colts thanks to Matty Ice, and then the 70 Cowboys upset the 0-1 Rams. So 3 games tomorrow in Green Bay, New York, and New England, and then Miami, San Francisco matchups on Monday. So you have 3-3-2. Anyhow, I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.